Yeah, sometimes you see a deal and you just can't let that slide. So yeah, I did that. I didn't let it slide. I just bought this awesome rally car. Yeah, this thing is magnificent. I bought this second hand, so there was no receiver with it and there was no transmitter with it. And it also came with this, yeah, stupid Dean's thing, so I also resoldered the XT90 on there. I did a recalibration on the ESC. That wasn't such easy because I don't have a manual from that, so I had to figure that out. I did notice when I throttle it that this comes out like this. See it moving? And I don't like that. That means there's play on the ring gear and the pinion gear, and we're going to investigate that before I run it a lot more and demolish everything. So I'm going to open the rear diff. In the front, everything looked good. I also did this has to be back in there. I also plugged in this channel here to drive it in 4-wheel or in 2-wheel drive. I think I'm going to drive it in 4-wheel drive. I don't like 2-wheel drive. I have put the gyro on the receiver. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but when it's in there and it's easier. The gyro on this transmitter is easy. You have to adjust it over here so you can manually set it hard or not hard, so that's cool. Yeah, we're going to open up the rear diff and see how this thing is in there, because I don't like the play on there. Maybe I have to trim it a little bit more. I don't want to bust this already. Everything's standard. Motor is standard, everything's standard. I bought this second hand. You're not going to believe it, but look at this. Look. There isn't a scratch underneath the car. It has been driven. Yeah, you can see it on the tires. There has been a little crud on the wheels here, but it has been driven, but not on gravel or something. I think it was driven on, yeah, on asphalt or something like that. The only thing I don't like about the car is that, yeah, you can see it over there. The spur is almost flush against the chassis, and it's a plastic one. Yeah, I don't like that either, because if there is going to be a rock between these things, it's going to chew it up. So that's another thing. I think there are metal spurs available, so that will be on my second list. And yesterday I spent a lot of time trying to figure out how the light works. I don't know, it's not in that manual, and I looked up on the internet, on YouTube, and they say 2 times left or 2 times right. Everything works. This works, blinking lights works, rear light works, stop light works, everything works except for these ones. I can't get it to work. If anybody knows how to get it to work with a different, I don't know if the receiver or transmitter has something to do with that, but I can't figure it out. So help me over here. So this is a good system. This is pretty nice. Keep the crud out. I don't know if it's going to succeed, but they have aluminium standoffs. Look, this is aluminium. That's very nice. Shocks look also very nice. Yeah, you can see there's a little dust on there, but it hasn't been driven much. And yeah, you can see it over here. I don't know if the camera is going to pick it up. If I turn up, see this over here. I don't like that. I really don't like that. So I need to address that. The only thing how to address it is, of course, open this thing up. And I haven't checked the manual or something like that. Yeah, my dog is wanting. Come over here. Come over here. Here's my dog. He wants to be a part of it. He always wants to be on my lap. And when I'm in, look, here she is. Hello. Cutie. Yeah, she's a cutie. Let me see if this is built quality-wise very good. By the first look of it, it looks good. These aren't that thick. These are like 4 millimeters thick, but it's a rally car. It's not a basher. So I think this will be adequate. One nice feature is that this thing is sitting, the plastic rubber thing is sitting all over until the ends. Look, I haven't seen other companies do that. They always stop here. But this is completely rubberized, you know what I mean? The rubber is going completely underneath until the eye over here. So that's a nice touch. And everything is like aluminium. Very good, very good. There was stuff included in the package like a wrench, another spur, an antenna lead. I need that. Some things for in the shocks here. Several things. Some Allen keys. Allen keys. So
a little later.
There it is. There is no barrier underneath there, so crud is going to get in there eventually. And this was what I'm talking about. And I can see the ring gear moving up and down, and I don't like that. I just want to see, this is not good. We don't like that, so I have to trim that out. That's the first time that I see hinge pins with a 1.5. So they have these washers, and then you put the hinge pin in there like that, and then you lock it with that thing. So that's kind of new. It's only on that side, it's only on the rear side, it's not on the front, but that's something new. I haven't seen that yet. Also, look at this, these are quite chunky. See, like that. There are also droop screws. The quality on this thing looks also very good. Now we can address this part. Look, that's what I don't like. I don't like that. And I have to address that. Or maybe this one isn't good, or maybe that one isn't shimmed correct. So I have to figure that out. Are there shims on this one? No, there are no shims on. So we also have to figure that out if there's a little play on there. There isn't play on there, so that's good. But this, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I think this one is not seated properly. And this, we have to pull that back and push that against the car, against the housing, and then I think it's all solved. But I wanted to get this open so we can see how it looks inside afterwards. It's pretty hard on there. So I think it's Loctited. It's not, but there wasn't Loctite on there. So guys, I'm sorry that I didn't film everything, but I put a shim in there, 9 by 15.03. I put 2 in there, but that was a little wiggly, so I searched for an 8mm. I found one, so I put those 2 first, and then the other one, the small one, on the back side on the pinion gear. So, and there's no play whatsoever on there now. I hope you can see this. Trying to get it in perspective here. So there's not much play on there like this. This is everything that's in there, and I like that a lot. So I'm going to close it up.
5 minutes later.
Diff is all closed up, and always check the movement after you close it up. If everything feels good, looks good, if there is enough play on there. And I always do it like this, and then you can feel. See, I close them, I keep them locked, and then you can feel the play on the pinion gear. And this is the play that's in there, and I think that is spot on. The only thing I don't like is that there is no barrier on there, you know what I mean? There is nothing keeping it clean from debris and everything. And the previous owner didn't run it much, but you can already see that there is debris in there.
Later.
3D printed this thing, and this is going to sit on here like that. And then you can mount this on here perfectly underneath there. Then you can squish it a little bit more. There's an edge on there to keep the crud out. Then this is 1mm thick and this is 3mm high, so you can squish it a little bit. When you mount this up, most of the time it's going to stick on there. If it doesn't stick, put a little grease on this side, over here and here, and then it's it's going to adhere on that side like that. So guys, these screws over here, this one and this one, I already took this one out. Changed this one. This is the screw that comes out of there. And you have a 2mm, doesn't completely go in there. It's just a little tad on there, you see? So you're going to strip them. You take an M3, a cap, and this is the complete length. It's 8.8, so that's like 5 or 6, see? 5 or 6 millimeters. And when you screw that with the washer in there, it's not going to hit the arm. Now you have to use a 2.5 and you can go all the way in there. So that's much better. You can turn it in there like this and still the arm moves completely. So there's no interference whatsoever. And you can see over there, here it is. The rubber is sticking out a bit. So that looks awesome. Little barrier for the mud or the dirt coming in there. Don't forget these little tiny grub screws underneath there. Don't over tighten them. My opinion on screws. Yeah, the company's maybe not going to like that, but they put these screws in there. I hope you can see it like this. They put a lot of these screws in cars. And I don't like that. Why not? Very easy. These are 2mm. See? This is a 2mm that goes in there. 2mm. You cannot go in there like deep, you know what I mean? So when they put M3s in there, why not use these ones? Cap. Cap is like 2.5 and a lot deeper in there. A lot sturdier, a lot better. You're not going to strip these screws very fast. You're going to strip them if you don't pay attention, but better that you have a 2.5 than a 2mm. So companies change these screws. They don't cost much or more. If you put this one in there, it's the same, but it's easier. So this one has a 2mm over here like that, and it's a round off cap. Put one like this in there. It's the same. Please, companies, listen. Listen, listen, thank you. It does have bearings, so that's a plus. I think this thing is very well made. In the front they have this kind of CVD in there and I kind of like it. Quality, very good. 2.5mm hex inside this, so that's also very good. It wasn't Loctite. 17mm hexes, so you can put hoons on there if you want. This diff is a little bit better, but also there is play on there. And see, this is the plate that's on there, and I'm gonna get that out. Another thing I like to mention, droop screws. You can adjust them over here with the 2.5mm, but you can also adjust them from the top with a 2mm. And that's something you have to buy most of all with M2C and stuff, but this is included. So that's kind of nice. Tires, these are directional. There's an arrow on there. It's like over here. So this arrow goes like that. Let's mount everything up and let's go bash. I have to do some cable management here. So when you take this lid off, over here, there's a lot of stones can get in between there. So when you take this one off, I 3D printed or designed something like this. And now we can fit it on there like that. See? And most of the parts are closed now. See? There is no room for any stones to get in there anymore. So I'm gonna put that on Coles 3D. I know you can buy this stuff from AliExpress, but they ask 27 euros for that thing, or like 30 bucks I think. So I'm gonna ask a little money for this too, but it would be a lot less than that $30. And you need longer screws then, of course, but you have to provide them for yourself. So I'm going to test that out. I'm going to show you how it works afterwards. And for the life of me, I can't get the headlights to work on this thing because I put another receiver in there. I don't have the original transmitter because I bought this thing secondhand. I can't get these things working. The headlights and the rear lights aren't working. The blinkers and the day run lights and everything, that works, and the rear light, reverse lights, that works too, but the headlights doesn't work. So if there's somebody who knows how to get this working on a Radiolink R6FG, because I also put the gyro on there, because you never know if I'm going to use it or not. But yeah, it doesn't work, so otherwise I have to resolder some stuff and measure how much volt this is or this needs, and then I need to make a bridge to let them work. But the rear lights aren't working. If I brake, they work, but that's brake light. So if somebody knows how to work these lights on a different receiver, let me know in a comment. Thank you very much. So I'm going to run that Rapid 8400 milliamp battery in there. It's not that easy to put the lid on, but 4S. I think it's more than speed enough for this thing. Oh. Woohoo! Oh, my own foot. Haven't put any gyro on. Big rock. Lots of rocks here. This is capable for 6S, so this is going to be awesome on 6S, and I'm enjoying myself on 4S now. Yeah, I did something wrong with the lights, because look at it. A lot of rocks. It rained quite a bit yesterday, so it's not that dusty, luckily. Ooh. Yeah, you're going through batteries with this car. And you're always full throttle with these things, so you're going through battery. You're going to burn batteries. Said I did something wrong with the lights. Oh, my foot again. Oh. Took a drop, maybe between here. See? Blinkers are okay. Everything is okay, but when I pull the throttle, see? The rear driving rear lights go on. The white lights. I only have like one battery, one good one, a rapid one, and then an older one with me. This thing really rocks, man. Oh, first rollover. Suspension works real good. And it's nice to have a bigger rally car. I have some additional things coming for this thing. So if you want to see them, like, subscribe, and do all the stuff you need to do. This is a rock slinger, man. On 4S, you can do an pinion upgrade for this thing. But I'm sure on 6S it's going to be a hell of a car to drive. This is quite something different than bashing. Woo. Oh, that was not so good for the body. Taking on an easier approach. I think this one's better. So we're going to do that again.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the
Oh! That was almost to the camera. Guys, this thing rocks, man. Huh. What do I think? It's only half a battery, but I really like this thing. It's got something completely different than a Creighton or something. This is not meant to take huge jumps, but you can do a jump like this one. Small jumps, but it's rally-like. And I think I already hit LVC. I went full throttle on this, constantly. Taking off this thing is not the easiest of all. Look how it looks inside here. The fan, I had to push it a couple of times to get it working again. This is full of sand here. And you can also hear there's a lot of stuff. I have to make something over that to protect it a little bit more from debris. This is so much dirt in there. And this thing works great. No stone. But this, look here. Man, there's a lot of sand and everything in there. So that's not well made. Should have thought something through about this. It's a rally car, so you're going to rally it, you know. So there's a lot of things going on here. See where the tires hit the body over here and here, and also over here. See, that's normal. That's normal. That's use. Body is magnificent, man. Body is awesome. I really like this thing. Delivery is awesome. We have to do something about this here. You can buy different things to put over here, but I'm afraid that this is going to be very hot then after a while. And now it's not so hot. It's doable, but today it's not that hot, so that's good. I'm gonna check the battery. Each cell is on 3.7, 3.8. See, is on storage. See, so it's 32%. So I could run a little more, but I don't have any manual of this thing, so I don't know how to set it. Maybe it's a hobby wing, but I have to open this thing up and look how I can maybe program it or something like that. If anybody has a little more knowledge of this ESC, let me know in the comments. This is what it's all underneath the battery. So a lot of dirt, a lot of debris gets in there. But it took some huge damage here from rocks and stuff. That's a little bit of that. That's not so good, but yeah, it is what it is. S. Woo. I think this is more enough for this car. Gonna set it on two-wheel drive. Woo. It's hard. Go Stars. Four-wheel is more my thing. Oh, that was a hard hit. Get out. One day I'm gonna hit myself so hard. Ooh, that's not good for the body. There's some huge rocks here. Yeah, not huge, but look. This is too huge for this thing. Woo. Not good. Roll over. Oh, again. Oh, that was a nice jump. I think this is going to be a good thumbnail. Oh man, that's gotta hurt. So let's go. I heard that my fan isn't turning again. A lot of things get in between the fan from the ESC, so I don't like that. Ooh, there it is. Well, my thoughts about this car. I like it. But there's always a but. The body is very hard to get off. Very hard. I struggle with these things. And yeah, it's also a shame that you have these dents in there. Look, I know you can buy on AliExpress a thing that sits in front here and that maybe supports it a little bit better. But it's yeah, it's still another 30 euros or like $35 to get that in there. So I took some hot glue over here and glued it and stuff in places, but some came loose. If you don't use the original transmitter, the lights, I can't get them to work. No, the headlights don't work. I tried everything, twice to the right, twice to the left. I tried everything. I even put them in different places over here. Didn't work. Too bad. So we're gonna have to figure out something to let them work. But it's a shame that they don't work with another transmitter. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. So if you guys know what I'm doing wrong or what you can do to make them work, let me know. Also, yeah, like I already mentioned, I bought this second hand and I don't have a manual for the ESC. There isn't a thing on there to plug anything in there. So maybe I have to take it apart and maybe I can program it then. A lot of sand and stuff gets in there. So I hope that I can find something to put over there so this doesn't come in there. I also did that 3D printed stuff here, and that kept everything out of there. If I look underneath here, see there's sand coming out, but I don't have any chunks out of there, and I drove in stones, a lot of stones, so you saw it. And you can also see the damage here on the wheels. Kept up real good for my kind of driving. Yeah, I kind of like it. There's a lot of stuff available on AliExpress, aluminium hubs and stuff, and also that thing that sits underneath here to protect the bumper a little bit more. I don't know if I'm going to buy that, yes or no. First, take this with you when you are driving this thing, because you're going to need it to blow everything out. And I hope somebody can help me figure out these lights. I really would love to let them burn. I don't want to have stop lights or something like that. That doesn't matter. It's just nice to have them on. Sometimes they were on. I don't know. You can push buttons. There's a button on there, and you can push it. I tried that also. All kinds of stuff. The lights work. They work because I put this plug in there, and then the front light went on. So I can maybe resolder stuff and do things, but I'm gonna clean it up and make it ready for another day. Thanks for watching. Bye.